Welcome to the Hiredgun podcast with your host, the Hiredgun. First, like, subscribe, share. How y'all doing, y'all? So, you know, like I said, I wasn't covering this whole Ricochet thing at first because I didn't know anything about it. But now that his wife and him are getting death threats. Now, listen. This ain't me defending him because he said to say what he said. You know, even though he apologized, and then the stuff coming out that AEW higher up and Warner Brothers didn't tell him to apologize. But they felt like it was right that he did apologize. Okay. Then um uh some of his friends told him maybe you should take the tweet down, not the apology, but the other stuff, which he did. But he apologized afterwards, right? So, but he still doesn't deserve death threats. Him or his wife. Wife had nothing to do with it. Guy just doing that because of the fact that y'all feel some type of way about her living the E. You know, Samantha Irvin. Yeah, right? Leave them alone, dog. Leave them alone. The man apologized. He felt like shit about it. Let's just leave him alone. Leave him alone. Like, he doesn't deserve death threats. I understand that this hurts a lot of y'all feelings about what he said, and it should, alright? And he shouldn't have said it. Leave that man alone. And y'all know how I feel about Ricochet. Fuck him. But leave that man alone. Leave that man alone. Alright? And his wife. Leave them alone. Like the wrestling community is so toxic, dog. It's so fucking toxic. Ugh. Ugh. And sometimes I gotta, not sometimes, majority of the times I gotta just separate myself from y'all because you gotta take it too fucking far. You gotta just do, you know. And this is one of those times. Again, what he said was fucked up. But he apologized. Nah, should the apology be a little bit better? Yeah, but that's me growing that's just me. That's just me. But he apologized. Alright, should he put it? Should he put it on the IWC? No, no. Just apologize, dog. You say you do better. Move on. You gotta put this on nobody else. You said it. But again, this doesn't mean he should get death threats. Shouldn't. Shouldn't. Um. So. No. Let me talk about AEW right quick. So, this happens too often with AEW per se. Mainly AEW. WWE doesn't have this problem sometimes. They don't have. Let me leave that alone. Like WWE doesn't have this problem though, usually. But AEW has this problem a lot. So they have these great pay-per-views, right? And then when Wednesday come, it falls flat. Falls flat. And now, this wouldn't have been a big problem at first if Tony Khan. Now, let me say this: Tony Khan and Triple H do this a lot. We do this a lot. They promise stuff that's gonna be groundbreaking, exciting. What's the other word? This way, a new era. All this shit, and then all of a sudden, it's not. And Tony Khan said this is like this episode was going to be exciting. It's going to be great, and it wasn't. It wasn't like some of their hard hitters wasn't there. It wasn't there. Either they wasn't there or they didn't wrestle. So Swerve was there. He didn't wrestle. Um, uh, MJF wasn't there. Didn't wrestle. Kenny Omega wasn't there. Right? I'm not gonna say nobody wrestled because that's not true. Will Ospreay wrestled his first match since coming back from neck surgery. Good match. Not better than the Dragon League versus Penta match. No, no. Good match still. Alright, and I'm quite sure if he was in there with somebody different, um, it would have been better. But the guy Blake Christian, who was just there to make Will Ospreay look good in the ring. That's all. That's all. But it was a good match. It was a good match. It wasn't a great match. You know, John Moxley was there. He wrestled. The Young Bucks wrestled. Right? Okada wrestled. Takeshita wasn't there. Okay? Like, Brody King wasn't there. Alright? Um, Now, was there some story given? Yes. Yes. There was some story given. I give you that. Now, listen. It wasn't a good show. And then they had I don't know when AEW became TNA or now TNA hasn't been doing this lately, but like doing these stupid skits or in terms of the wrestling stuff, like Darby Allin and Gabe Kidd car crash situation. Why is that in wrestling? Why is that in wrestling? Why is that a thing? And I might sound old, but why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? Why did that have to happen? Alright? And then, now this is what happens when you have so many wrestlers you sign. They can't get pushed. They all can't get pushed. Right? They all they all can't get pushed at the same time. So now that the dogs or war dogs, whatever you want to call them. I understand why they can't be called war dogs right now. It's because A, New Japan probably got a trademark, and B, the times we're living in right now, the war is not going to be anything with the war in it is not going to be used right now. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So the dogs, now that they signed and they said what they had to say in the interview and stuff, Tony Khan has to use them how he want to use them. I mean, like Tony Khan can use them how he want to use them now. Alright, so if they from the job, which they did Sunday, and Gabe Kidd job last night to Darby Allin, which is Darby Allin. Okay, it's Darby Allin. Alright, and I understand that needs to tell a story for Darby Allin because he's going after the world title. And let's be clear here: if Tony Khan had his way from back in the day, I say back in the day, last year, right? If Tony Khan had his way last year, Darby Allin would be champ right now. Not Heyman Adam Page, not Will Ospreay. No, Darby Allin would be champ right now. Now he probably would have lost it by now, alright? But he would be champ right now. And the only reason Darby Allin's not champ, alright, is because he wanted to climb a fucking mountain. It is the only reason why he's not champ. He chose to climb a fucking mountain over being AEW champ. And now that Tony Khan has him there, and Tony Khan let him plant the AEW flag on that mountain, now all is right in the world, and that Tony Khan can get that itch that he Now Tony Khan to stretch that itch and put Darby Allin back in the main event picture. Because that's what he want. Alright? And then we can feel bad for Will Ospreay going after uh, uh, John Moxley last night and for the fight him and think, oh, Will Ospreay deserves more. But wait, wait, we can't do that. Like we can't have this both ways here. Now, I'm not the biggest Darby Allin fan at all. Like ever, ever. But but and even though MJF is champ and MJF and Will Ospreay has a pass, right? They do, they do. But Will Ospreay, I mean MJF didn't take out Will Ospreay, so the story's not there. I know, and again, for people who don't know, I think Will Ospreay is the best wrestler ever. I mean, period, right now. And I know people don't say I love the flippy kicky shit. Alright? But Will Ospreay is the best wrestler, period, to me. Alright? But saying that, he should go after John Moxley. He should. The story's already there. The story they when Will Ospreay had to go out for a neck surgery, uh uh John Moxley and the Death Riders took him out and wrote him off TV. So the story's already there. It doesn't matter how many times that John Moxley got in the I mean John Moxley, Will Ospreay got in the face of MJF. That shit don't matter. Like that shit don't matter at all. Like John. I mean, MJF didn't put hands on him, and it doesn't matter how many times that John Moxley and MJF have fought in the past, because it doesn't matter with it, because the story on who took out Will Ospreay was um, John Moxley. So we should get that. But it shouldn't be for the title. No, it should be for the title. Like it should. Like we're not going to get John Moxley, or at least not right now, because there's so many titles. Not titles. There's so many contenders right now, right? All right. So, and then but let me get into these other contenders. All right. So Darby Allin said something like after the match to NJF, alright, and he's going for the title. Okay. Later on, Don Tyler wasn't even there. Okay. Oh, and Fletcher was in there. Like a lot of their heavy hitters wasn't on this show. Okay, it wasn't. It wasn't on this show. Alright, Tony Storm was on the show where she got taken out and she didn't have her match. Alright, and her homegirl, I forgot her name. And she won though. She won, but she replaced her. Alright, so like Ronda Rousey wasn't on this show, and that was probably the biggest talk of anything on this show. I mean, the biggest talk from that pay per view. Like Ronda Rousey overshadowed that pay per view, and it was a good pay per view. It was a very good pay per view, but her name alone overshadowed that pay per view, and she wasn't even on the show. Did they show her? Yes, they showed her. All right, but so they took out Tony Storm, and she was leaking blood like unless she got shot. You know, but it's just something like it just happens a lot. This happens a lot. Agent Christian was on the show. The match is set for Agent Christian versus FTR, and then the Young Bucks was there too. So so again, they had some people, but it wasn't enough to make this show anything, like nothing. All right, so uh, but so let me go back to my original statement about Tony Khan signing all these people. All right. See, the problem now is when you sign all these wrestlers and these new guys, you can't push them all. All right. Like, because I say this because of the fact that now the wrestlers wasn't on the TV and they wasn't even on the pay per view. All right. So there's that. All right. And then uh, uh, the whole crew of the dog was in all there. David Finley was in there, and the other guy he wasn't there either. All right, and then but they lost, and now you hearing they gotta pay the dues now. When the fuck did that happen? Like when did that start happening? All right, because when they first got there, they won, right? And the wrestlers has won. They have won more matches, and everything. And if you want to say that the wrestlers have a higher ceiling, okay, cool, cool, all right, whatever, all right. But um, and don't get me wrong, I'm happy Roger Strong and Orange Cassidy and Darby Allen, whatever. They won Sunday. All right, I'm more happy for Roger Strong winning because I'm a Roger Strong fan. All right, but you know, like we can't look past this shit. Like just because you sign shiny new toys, doesn't mean all these shiny new toys are gonna do something. All right, so there's that. All right, now let me go back to the whole toxic fan situation stuff. All right. Oh no. Ace Austin and the the Bullet, no, the Bang Bang Gang because they can't call it the Bullet Club no more. All right, the Bang Bang Gang. All right. So which is horrible. They lumped him. They lumped Ace Austin with them because he should be a member of the Bullet Club. All right. But the Bang Bang Gang ain't been right since the other gun brother got hurt, and then B Jay White hasn't come back yet. All right, and he matters more than any of them. He matters more than any of them. He matters more than any of them. Alright, so, but I knew this was going to be a problem. Like, he's signing all these wrestlers and he can't push all of them now. And now you can't make everybody else happy. Now I'm quite sure majority of these niggas don't care because they're getting paid. Alright? Now, they only want to stop caring or caring because, like, Britt Breaker and Sammy the girl, I'm sure at once they didn't care either. But now they care because the fact that nothing's happening with them. You know? But we'll see. We'll see. It's only been a couple of weeks for everybody I mentioned, so we'll see how that goes. So let me go back into the toxic situation of wrestling fans here. So, we can say this about Cody. Whenever you're at Roman. Alright? And because I'm in the middle when it comes to Roman. Alright? And it's very rare that somebody's in the middle when it comes to Roman Reigns. Alright? Because either you hate him. I know some people who spread hate on Roman every chance they get. Alright? And then you are obsessed with that nigga. and it's up here. He can't do no wrong. Right? I'm in the middle. Right? I'm in the middle. Like and sometimes I'm so here's how funny this is with me. Sometimes I'm in the middle, right? I'm never at the low hating on Roman. Like no matter who he's wrestling. Like I'm never that person now. I used to be back in the day, but nah. Like ever since his father and his brother passed, nah. And he got and he had leukemia. Nah. Like I don't talk bad about Roman like that ever. It's not in me to do that. But at some point, I'm defending this nigga. Like I don't know how that happened. I do, but I won't get into it. But I'm defending Roman half the time now because of the fact that some people there's so much hate going towards him sometimes that somebody got to defend him. You know, you know. Because I don't. The only bad thing I'm gonna say about Roman is I don't want him to be champion because then he won't be there all the time. Right? And then you don't have a champion. Like we going back with 3 years ago, Roman never being there and he's a champ. Now, now it sounds great. It sounds great when Roman says the stuff he says about being a part timer and about being a full time parent and being there for his family and making sure they're good. That sounds great. As a father figure and a family man, that shit's great. But as a wrestling fan, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't. I don't. I don't. And this is as much as you ever gonna hear me talk about Roman or bad about Roman. All right? Because I don't talk bad about him. Like I don't. I don't. Now, but like the only thing that's a pet peeve in me is him winning the belt, which he's gonna win. Like he's gonna win. Is that he's never gonna be there. Like, and then the funny part is this is the most we've seen the Roman um this year than the last 2 fucking years. So but but you get that with Cody too though. I mean like not the part time wrestler shit no, but like you get the either you love Cody or you hate Cody. There's no middle. There's no middle for a lot of people with Cody. Right? Right? Either you think he's great or some people think he's boring. Right? Either you think he a main eventer or some people just don't think he is. And they think he a mid card. You know? Right? Some would say their favorite character of Cody is Stardust. And that eats the shit out of me. It really does. Anyone who says it, like say shit like that, fuck them. Alright? But that's me. That's me. I can't even hate no series then. Like I can't. As a wrestling fan, I can't hate no series. No. No. Nah. Not even a little. But we just like as a wrestling fan, we just can't watch wrestling and enjoy wrestling. Like, like we gotta cry about something. You know, we gotta complain about something, right? And I might sound like an old fart right now, and that's cool. Alright, but damn, dog, can we please just watch wrestling sometimes and let this shit play out, and then complain about it later? Like, damn. Um, but something, it's never gonna change because it's, you get some people who are top tier Roman fans, and then you got some people who who always gonna say, oh, he got a sheet to win. Because 9 times out of 10, the Usos are gonna help Roman win at WrestleMania. Just like Jimmy never didn't try to help Roman win. Jay was the one who turned on that situation. And helped him lose it. Now he's probably gonna help him win it. I keep seeing it. So I said something yesterday. I don't care, but yeah, I did on here too. So I keep I keep seeing people saying, "Hey, Gunther should fight um, Dragunov." You know, and I'm gonna say this again. So we just want to say fuck fuck Mello, right? That's the jiffy here, right? Just fuck Mello, and then because if you take Dragunov from the Mania card, uh, and oh, not the Mania card. If you take him from fighting Mello to fighting Gunther, okay, great, great, okay. Mello doesn't get on that card then. Now we can say let him fight LA Knight because LA Knight doesn't have a partner right now for Mania. That can work, but this is Drag, and again I want to see that match. I do. I want to see that match more than anything. I do. I'm mad Dragunov got hurt because I would have been seeing that match by now. And I don't want to see it on TV. I want to see it at a pay per view. So there's that too. But I'm not gonna say fuck Mello just because of that match and how I feel about Gunther or Dragunov. Because I want my boy to be on the pay per view too. I do. So like some shit got to pan out for Gunther and LA Knight. Because it's funny. I'm not the biggest LA Knight fan. Like I'm not. Like I'm not. But but he knows so many other stuff, like commercial wise. Like he's on TurboTax. He's on the Slim Jim commercials. He's on so much. He's on a insurance commercial and stuff. And he doesn't have a WrestleMania point. He doesn't have an opponent for WrestleMania. Now, some of this here is probably because people are hurt. So we just spinning our heads to see what stick, and we just don't start it. But if you don't have an opponent for Gunther, and you don't have an opponent for LA Knight, let them niggas fight. Just let them fight. No harm, no foul here. Just let them fight. Let it. Listen, and I know it don't make sense, but you can have Gunther out there, and then you can have LA come out there, and interrupt them, and go from there, dog. Right? Again, I don't want to take Dragon off from Mello to make that shit work. I don't. I don't. Just you don't have an opponent for LA Knight, and you don't have an opponent for Gunther. Let them boys fight. All right, or we can do this. We can do this here. All right. If Ron Brick, which they saying he should be back, but if he's not back, let Seth fight Gunther. Something we haven't seen, and something I wouldn't mind seeing. All right, plain and simple. Like, I just don't want. I just don't want to screw over Carmelo Hayes because he's put in so much work to get where he at right now. Just to fuck him over and not put him in Mania because of the fact that we want to please Gunther. And just have a match that don't make sense. But because we can't bring up NXT when that shit pleases us that these boys don't have a match, and Gunther is 0-2 against his man uh, in NXT. We can't bring that up now because then if you bring it up, then you got to bring up Braun Breaker beating Gunther. So no, no, no. But listen, we'll see how this shit up hand out. Make sure you like. I'm gonna end the show with that. Make sure you got like, subscribe, share. I don't even know if I said that in the beginning, but make sure you got like, subscribe, share. You know, like, subscribe, and share, please, y'all. Make sure y'all watch wrestling. Make sure y'all watch E-Feds. Make sure you guys watch New Breed. We should have some more stuff coming on pretty soon. Um, this is the Hiredgun podcast with the Hiredgun. God bless. Love you, all. I'm out.